Hundreds of bills targeting LGBTQ Americans have been filed in state legislatures this year, according to the Human Rights Campaign. So far, 8 of those bills have become law, and 10 more are sitting on the desks of governors waiting for a signature. LGBTQ advocates warn this wave of bills could create a state of crisis, with more legislation of this kind this year than the last 3 years combined. NBC Out Associate Editor Jo Yurcaba joins us now with more on where states stand on this legislation. So, Joe, as I just said, 8 bills have been signed into law. Many more could be signed. Most of them are centered on transgender minors. Can you tell us a little more about some of this legislation? Which states are we talking about here?
Yeah, so governors in 5 states, that's Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and South Dakota, have signed measures to ban transgender girls from competing on school sports teams that align with their gender. And then Arkansas is also the first state in the country to ban transition-related care for minors, and that includes hormones and puberty blockers, though Alabama and Texas are also considering similar measures.
Now, Joe, what are the arguments made by some of the lawmakers behind this legislation? Why do they think these laws are necessary?
Well, the athlete bans are predicated on the idea that trans girls are going to hurt women's sports and schools, but governors in almost all of these states haven't been able to name a single instance of trans girls causing controversy in school sports. As for the medical care bans, major medical associations like the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Medical Association say that those bills are based on misinformation and actually go against best practice guidelines for treating trans minors.
And, Joe, the Human Rights Campaign and other LGBTQ advocates are really aggressively fighting these bills. Tell us some of the things they're doing and what's their main message.
So the Human Rights Campaign is trying to get major businesses and sports organizations such as the NCAA to put economic pressure on states that are considering these bills and threaten to pull business or championship games out of these states. Their main message is that these bills will hurt young kids like 11-year-old Libby Gonzalez, who I spoke to and whom you can see here. She said that if a medical care ban in Texas, for example, passes, that she wants to disappear. So advocates are really fighting for kids like her.
I know there's been a lot of grassroots efforts in state legislatures to try and get at lawmakers or get at governors to try and persuade them. Some of these bills have actually been vetoed. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson vetoed the medical care ban before the Arkansas legislature overrode it. And governors recently in North Dakota, Arizona, and Kansas have also vetoed bills.
All right. Jo Yurcaba, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.